They say disruption follows intention. Back in 2021, I believe, I decided I was going to do a few things. I started my PhD, and in that same year, I quit my 9 to 5 and decided to go in full on into entrepreneurship. It wasn't an easy decision, but for me at that point, it felt like the right decision. I thought, okay, I had quite a bit of money saved up and I'd be able to have some runway to try and take a go at this entrepreneurship thing. I felt time would never be right or best, and it was probably as good a time as ever to get into it. I figured I could still earn some money with voiceover, I was hoping, and then in that I would either pursue voiceover fully or explore other entrepreneurship activities. And I did. In that period, I worked, in a period of about 2 years, I worked with 2 different startups. The first one was with some friends I'd made when I studied in Malaysia, which was great. I loved the people I worked with. It's just the direction in which things were going were not quite the direction I could see myself being able to put in the right effort, and it wasn't fully in line with where I was looking to go. But working with them, I learned a lot in terms of running a startup with a group of people as opposed to being a solo founder. I learned a lot about different personalities as well and being able to handle that. I learned about funding, I learned about partnerships. So it's definitely a great learning experience. Besides that, I moved on to another startup, which was different. It was more software focused, and it was something that was likely to scale. It was just interesting working with, again, a different kind of founder, so a different founder personality, and just a different dynamic in terms of how things were working there. That also was a learning experience in terms of the people I met as a result of that, the people I was able to manage and mentor. It's the one about the bonsai effect that I was looking for management experience, and I got that with this startup as well. Eventually realized that the directions things were going didn't quite work out, so I ended up leaving, right? Which is fine. Now, remember I said disruption follows intention? I had decided I was going to be an entrepreneur. That was something I decided. However, things didn't quite go to plan in the sense that the work I did with the startups didn't quite end up in me like seeing things to fruition there. But I did learn from the process, so that was okay. The voiceover work that I was doing, there was a lot of disruption that happened during the pandemic, such that like a lot of voiceover jobs just disappeared and weren't coming in. And so that put me in a financial situation where I was like, okay, I need to get back and do some work. But I wasn't going back into full 9 to 5. I got a part-time job and got some more experience and exposure there, which was great. And so at some point, I might ask myself, okay, do I regret leaving the 9 to 5? No. I'm still pursuing this entrepreneurship route. It's not necessarily the easiest. It's not the most predictable in terms of sales, in terms of results, but it's more fun. And it's also more in line with the things I want to be doing in terms of my goal going forward. Dr. Benjamin Hardy is somebody whose works I read a lot of and whose videos I've literally consumed. He has this book called The Science of Scaling. And in there, he talked about your frame, your floor, and your focus. Okay, frame is the sort of things that you like or you want to go for and how you're looking at things. Your floor is the things that you choose not to accept, such that you know what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. And your focus is the thing you're going to focus on, and as a result, push other things aside. And for me, that has been entrepreneurship. Now, many times people think, okay, you try something and because you go all in, it'll work out fine because you put in all the effort. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes the journey is up and down. The career path or the business path may not be as smooth, but you will learn from the process. Though things get messy, realize that the mess is the design, not the flaw in that system. It just means you keep going at it. You will keep pivoting, keep trying out things. There's some things you need to decide whether you're going to stick with or keep going forward until something changes or something moves. But it's just to realize anyway that the mess or messiness of things is the design, not the flaw. So embrace the messiness. Note that when you decide to go for something, things aren't going to be quite where you want them to be. You're going to be at a point where you feel like you're not as capable as you thought you were, don't get discouraged by that. That is part of the process. Messy is the design, not the flaw. The important thing is you keep learning. It just means that you're in a space where you are more aware of the things that you don't know. That's okay. The important thing is now to move on from that and keep pushing. Basically, not move on as in leave, but move on from the feeling of inadequacy and beating yourself up about it, but instead just move with it. Learn. Okay, yes, it's a challenge. Yes, there are many things you don't know. Okay, start learning today. The important thing is realizing that yes, messiness is part of the process, but beyond that is the fact that it's something you have to go through and you should go through, and when you do, you'll get out being happy about the effort you put into it. I hope that sort of made sense. I'll refine these thoughts and share them with you again another time. But until next time, I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye.